Jadilah generasi muda yang memiliki karakter Satria Birawa Anuraga. Jadilah generasi muda yang memiliki karakter Satria Birawa Anuraga. Jadilah generasi muda yang memiliki karakter Satria Birawa Anuraga.
gimana? Panas lah. Sejuk aja. Panas sejuk. Bisa lah. Nih. Ini mute itu unmute. Tahu. Para suara pas.
Morning Ezekiel. Halo Ezekiel. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
What do you feeling today to present this system?
I cannot tell, but I feel amazing, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, we try our best.
Yes. Lalu rekan-rekan yang lain yang belum bergabung diajak teman-temannya untuk bergabung. Kita kedatangan teman baru kita dari West African, Ezekiel. Nah, ini suatu kebanggaan besar buat kita semua ini. Ezekiel, please say hello to your friend, our student in business.
Hi everyone.
Say hello to all participants.
Hi every participant. I hope you're doing good.
Amin. Thank you, Ezekiel.
Welcome.
Welcome. You're welcome. Rekan-rekan dimohon untuk memakai virtual background. Di chatting silakan diunduh terlebih dahulu.
Halo Pak Gin.
Iya, Mas.
Iya, mohon maaf agak sedikit terlambat kita mulainya karena kita lagi menghadapi sedikit.
Siap. Oke. Siap, Mas. Terima kasih banyak prepare-nya.
Oke. Miss Ummira.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Miss.
Can
Sorry, a
can
bit
you
late
see me?
for we
I'm
start
not
the
sure
session.
whether you can hear me clearly or can you see the video?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we can hear you loud and clear, and the video also quite clear.
Okay, all right.
Perhaps we will start after 5 minutes.
Okay.
Inshallah.
jadilah generasi muda yang memiliki karakter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and prosperity to all honorable attendees. Introducing me, Elina Dwi Anjani, and my friend
Muhammad Kusuma,
who will be the MC at this extraordinary sharing session event. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Yuntawati Christine Esos, MAB, as the Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Science, Universitas Merdeka, Malang.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the Honorable our guest speaker, Miss Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi, the distinguished person, all of the faculty member, and all participants who join virtual sharing session at the moment entitled From Classroom to Boardroom, Mastering Business English through real-world application. Well, on behalf of Social and Political Science Faculty, Universitas Merdeka Malang, we express our gratitude and fully appreciation to Miss Khadijah for her time in sharing the expertise and valuable knowledge with our academic community. Ladies and gentlemen, during the globalization era, mastering business English is one of the key factors to open the doors of opportunity in the international business area. We are, as the educational institution, have committed to produce qualified graduates. That's why to become your professional, most of you have to master business English in order to able to catch better future career. To all participation, I encourage you to use this valuable moment by actively engagement throughout this season with great enthusiasm for learning. It is not only enhancing your language skill, but it's also how to operate effectively your language skill in a global business environment. Before closing this speak, izinkan saya untuk berpantun. Langit biru awan berseri, angin sepoi menyapa hari. Ilmu yang diterima pada hari ini dengan senang hati membawa manfaat untuk diri. By saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby official open this webinar entitled From Classroom to Bathroom, Mastering Business English Through Real World Application. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Dr. Yuntawati Christine Essos, MAB, for her remark.
Next, we will read out the topic of today's sharing session, which will provide in-depth insight into From Classroom to Boardroom, Mastering Business English Through Real-World Application. We designed this event to improve communication skills, confidence, and prepare students to face global opportunities. Before entering today's sharing session, we would like to inform you of several things, including:
First, participants are requested to answer the day in a proper connection throughout the sharing session.
Second, participants are kindly put the cameras on and disable the microphone.
Third, all suggested to use the virtual background that has been prepared.
Fourth, we will open Q&A session at the end of the presentation on chat column.
Last but not least, all participants are recommended to actively participate in today's sharing session discussion to gain the most benefit from the speaker.
Furthermore, before starting our sharing session event, it would be nice to get to know with our extraordinary speaker, Miss Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi. Assalamualaikum, Miss.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning.
How are you today, Miss?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you guys? You guys okay?
Should I call you Miss Khadijah or Miss Ummira?
Miss Ummira, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Miss.
Hi.
Next, this discussion session will be commanded by a second semester System Information Study Program student. He is Ezekiel Chuda. Hi, Eze. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Are you ready to help the discussion?
Sure.
Well, without further ado, I invite Eze to take over the session.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introducing myself, my name is Ezekiel Alangati Chuda, and I'm from Guinea-Bissau, West Africa. I'm a university student at Unmer, Universitas Merdeka, Malang. And for today, I will be serving as a moderator today during this activity where we got this amazing topic that is sharing season from classroom to boardroom, mastering business English through real world application. English is the key to the world, master it, and the doors of opportunity will open for you. You will be hearing the presentation from Miss Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi. I hope you're doing good, Miss Khadijah. Thank you, Miss Khadijah, for being with us today for this activity, and also thank you for the audience. But before we get started, I want to take a few minutes from your time just to talk about a little bit of Miss Khadijah's curriculum. Miss Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi. Work experience. She's a lecturer from September 2012 till now in Faculty of General Studies and Foundation. And September 2024, she's a dean, come deputy dean. December 2024, Faculty General Studies of Foundation. June 2024, deputy dean. And professional training and experience 2024, micro prudential education submit 2024, accessor 2023, cursus protocol. And we have academic description 2017, Master of Education 2012, Bachelor in Education 2009, Diploma in Education 2005, Injil Pelajaran Malaysia. And we have Practication and Social Works. We have 2024, Program Feed and Run with Nature and Others, 2022 till now, Johanan Boeing, Piala Nahib Counselor, and awards and honors 2023, Anugerah Kimat Setia. Skills, Malay. We have the language Malay, written excellent, spoken excellent. English, written very good, spoken very good. And we have conference seminar 2024, seminar mata pelajaran umum peringkat kebangsaan and others, research publication 2024, navigation, education in the age of influence, a study on the influence of social media influencer on upper secondary students higher education pathway in Gapek district and others. So thank you, Ms. Khadijah. That's all that we can say about your curriculum. And I'm not gonna take a lot of time. We're gonna give you your time to tell us about this amazing topic that we got today. We wanna hear from you. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Ezekiel. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share you the slide. Okay, can you see the slide?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, hi everyone. Assalamualaikum and good morning. Okay, today, let me see, wait, Okay, we are going to look at the topic mastering business English through real world application. My name is Miss Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi. You can call me Miss Ummira. I'm an English lecturer from the Department of Language Studies at Faculty of Education and Social Sciences at UCMI. Okay, let's start the session. Today's focus is to look at the benefit of English language to be applied in the business setting. What are the challenges that usually faced by students, especially the non-native English speakers, and also some tips and tricks on what can you do to improve your English. Okay. As a non-native English speaker, we always struggle and face challenges when we speak and when we practice English, okay, especially speaking. So today we are going to explore how learning English, how learning business English through real-world application can actually make a difference from transforming from a passive knowledge that you learn to theory in class to build up into confidence and also to have an impactful communication. Okay, so now let's take an overview of the session. Okay. Okay. Okay, we are going to look at the one that I mentioned before, the three things, which is to unmask the essential business English communication through real world application. And we would like to explore how to enhance communication and efficiency in English, and also to help you to boost confidence in order to apply skills effectively in business setting. Okay, first of all, we should be aware that mastering English language is beneficial to us. Okay, it's not only beneficial to our studies, but also for our career path and also social network. So in order to get the overview of these three studies, career path, as well as social networking, I'm going to focus on these 5 elements. The first one is the power of business English in global economy. Number 2, professional communication is beyond grammar and vocabulary. Next, vocal communication skills for career growth. The fourth one is digital communication and business English in the virtual era. And the last one is the role of business English in leadership and decision making, also focusing on your career path. Oh, okay. If you have any question, you can just raise the question in the chat box. Okay, let's start with the first one. Mastering business English will give you the power in global economy. Okay, you guys can see the slides, right? Is it clear?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, the importance of English as the access to global market, employment opportunity, digital and online businesses. The key word here is access. Okay, when you are fluent or have the benefit of being able to speak a different language rather than your native language, it will open more opportunities for you. For example, if you would like to go beyond national, you want to work in an international company. So having to be able to speak in English will open a better opportunity for you. So it opens a global market. Same goes to business. If you have a service to offer or products to promote, if you are able to interact and communicate in English, it will globally be marketed, whether in digital or online businesses. Okay, and by mastering English, professional also can advance their career due to a strong business communication skills. You will have a different kind of confidence when you speak in English. You will be able to make connections with people. So this is good for business world. And when you are able to master English in the business world, you will be able to overcome some common language challenges, especially faced by the non-native speakers. For Indonesian and Malaysian, we are familiar with our own mother tongue, bahasa. So sometimes it's not just we're not good in English, but sometimes it's the environment that we are with is giving us the challenges for us to practice speaking in English. So therefore, it kind of restricted us from using English frequently. So whenever that we have the opportunity to have to use English language, sometimes the challenges would be we're not familiar with the business jargon or business terms, idioms, or we don't actually understand the pronunciation that the native speaker use, or we're not familiar with the accent. Okay, or someone that is very fluent in English, but they speak very fast. Have you ever encountered the situation where you are talking to an American or a British, They are speaking English, you are speaking English as well, but somehow you find it, I don't quite understand what the person says. We both are speaking English, but we don't quite understand what they are saying because of the accent, because of the pronunciation, and maybe because they speak fast, because that is their mother tongue. So what can we do? Okay, we'll go through that towards the end of the session. Okay, the next one. Okay, professional communication, English is beyond grammar, just grammar and vocabulary. So everybody can learn theory. You can learn English in class from age 6 to age 17, 19, or even more than that. But to be able to apply in real life, real world application, that's what matters. Have you ever seen your friends doing presentation with a monotone? The intonation is just the same from start till the end. So when your friends is presenting in the monotone, how do you feel? Guys, can you hear me? Okay. So how do you feel about that when your friends is presenting, but there's no intonation, like a high pitch or a low pitch? It's just the same intonation from start till the end. So somehow you feel like there's no mood or there's no colors in the voice intonation of the presentation. Okay, so it's not just having the perfect grammar or having the bombastic vocabulary. Okay, English language is also for you to be able to adapt to the tone and style for different business contexts, not just speaking per se. When we talk about communication, it's more than just speaking. It involves reading, writing, and listening as well. So in business setting or at workplace, or even you as a student, when you submit your assignment, that is a way to communicate with your lecturers as well. Not just assignment, maybe you need to send an email to your lecturers regarding certain issues or some questions that you have regarding your assignments. So drafting the email, submitting the reports or attending meetings, all that delivers a projection, a reflection of how fluent or how good you can apply your English language through your tone and style. Okay, recently there's an issue going viral on X. I'm not sure whether it is in Indonesia, but it did go viral for a day or two in Malaysia regarding how the younger generation apply for a job vacancy through email. Okay, they insert, they attach their resumes, but the message in the email is just job application. Please review. There's no introduction, there's no explanation on who they are, what they are in the email text context. So that is not acceptable in the professional world. So therefore, to be able to use your English in the correct tone and style is important as well, because that is a way of you communicating with other people. Before this, we are very familiar with to write everything in paragraph. But as the world evolves, as the technology evolves, we prefer nowadays to use point form as it is more direct and easy to understand. So when you are fluent and also good in English, the benefit is it delivers clarity to the people you are communicating with. And it shows your professionalism as well. So how many of you would use ChatGPT oftenly in completing your assignment? Okay, I believe even though your camera is not on, most of you will be smiling or laughing because you know it's true. Okay, so I'm not saying that AI or ChatGPT is not good. Now, that's not the point. Okay, but having that, actually, AI or ChatGPT, for example, it's a tool. It's a tool that you are supposed to use to learn, not a shortcut, for you to quit to fast track your learning process. So whenever that, let's say, imagine that you have an assignment, so you copy the instruction, put on the prompt of the ChatGPT and you click enter. So whatever that the ChatGPT give, it might sound too formal or too robotic in the digital conversation. So when you copy that 100%, paste it and submit it to your lecturers or to your manager if you are working, there's no human touch in there. It sounds very robotic. Where is your tone in that particular task? So that's why you need to be able, that's why the topic is, this subtopic is, it's beyond grammar and vocabulary. So you need to know how to insert your voice in that particular task. Okay, and also by having or practicing a good English language, it also avoid cultural miscommunication in a diverse workplace. I give you an example. For example, cultural differences between a Japanese and American. Okay, do you notice that Japanese often nod their head? Whenever that you speak to them, they will often nod their head. Mereka akan angguk begitu. Okay, why? Okay, by nodding their head, it's not to say that they agree with what you say. Keep that in mind. The Japanese, that is their culture. Their culture is to nod their head. It shows respect and also to tell you that the Japanese understand what you are saying. They would like to show you, okay, I understand what you say. But it doesn't mean that I agree with what you say. Different culture from American will have the mindset or the concept of if you nod your head, that means it's a yes. So if it is a deal, it will be like, okay, you agree with what I said and you agree with the terms and conditions that I explained. So it's a different point of view. So that's why I said having to understand the tone and style, and also it is beyond just yes or grammar or vocabulary. By understanding the English, the English language, it helps you to avoid cultural miscommunication. So when you know this, you will know how to play your role there to avoid this misunderstanding. Okay, and also by learning English, you will build up rapport with your colleagues, with your clients, and also your partners at work. Even in the world of students, in completing your group team, your teamwork, your group members, in completing a task given in your class, you'll be able to communicate or converse better, to deliver your message better. And also you will learn how to communicate assertively without being aggressive. Okay, have you ever get frustrated, like you wanted to tell an information to your friend, but you cannot get the word out in English correctly? You feel frustrated. Not that you are frustrated with your friend that they don't understand you, but you are more frustrated with yourself because you can't actually get the word out of your mouth. You have it in your brain, but kind of difficult for you to let it out. Like you can't remember what is the word. It's in the back of your mind, but it's not there. Okay, so towards the end, we will look on how can you improve that. Okay, next. Okay, verbal communication skills for career growth. So here, strategies for effective presentation and public speaking when you apply active listening and asking the right question in a meeting. So you listen carefully, take note on the important points so that you can ask question if there's something that you don't understand. Okay, practice active listening. So by learning English, it will be very beneficial for you to be able to handle Q&A session and also to negotiate with confidence. It's not just, okay, whatever that you say, I just agree. There is no negotiation in that. We would want to negotiate. For example, you go for a job interview. They offered you, you wanted to be paid a certain amount of money, let's say 5,000 US dollars. You wanted to be paid that high. But the company cannot offer you 5,000 US dollars for your basics, but they can offer you 4,700. There's a difference of 300. So how do you negotiate that? So by having to know the right English word, probably you can persuade the interviewer to give you the acceptable amount by explaining your skills and your knowledge and how it is a beneficial element for them to hire you to be their staff. Okay, next is analyzing business communication mistakes and learning from them. It's okay for you to make mistakes as long as you learn from your mistake for you to have improvement. What's not okay is when you make mistakes, you know it's a mistake when people tell you and you do nothing about that. Okay, you need to have some improvement so that in future, you will not do the same mistake, or at least you can avoid making the same mistakes that will cause you some other difficulties, for example, embarrassment. Okay, next is networking and relationship built through language, same just what I've explained just now. And then the art of small talk and business etiquette in English, it helps for you to understand a different culture better. And also language plays a role in building a long-term professional relationship. Okay, let's take a look at these celebrities. Okay, I've chosen 5 non-native English celebrities. These people, English is not their first language. Okay, their mother tongue is their own first language. For example, Priyanka Chopra, the first mother tongue would be Hindi. Yuna would be Malay. Iko Uwais will be Indonesian. Jackie Chan will be Chinese. It could be Mandarin. Yonggu would be Korean. That is their first language, their mother tongue. But by being able to speak English fluently, they don't need an interpreter to be with them for them to go international. You see how these people can go beyond their nation, can go beyond their country. They can go to the international level, and that is a career growth for them. Okay, anyone did not know any of these people? Okay, if you don't, maybe after this you can Google them to see their achievement and also their contribution to the society, especially in their entertainment world, whether they are singer or actors or actresses. Okay, next, digital communication and business English in the virtual era. Okay, by having effective communication, as I mentioned just now, to communicate not just through speaking, writing as well. So emails, reports, proposal, even in your chat apps, your video calls, all this, if you can use the right word, the correct sentence, and less grammatical error, you can change your intonation of communicating to be persuasive and use an effective approach. Okay, reviewing and improving sample image reports and presentation, as I mentioned just now, you learn from your mistakes. You make mistakes, you review what it is, and you improve to avoid or try not to make the same mistakes. In the professional world, LinkedIn is very famous for you to be able to market yourself, open for job opportunities or collaborations. But having to market yourself in LinkedIn also, you need to sound very professional. This is how you build your professional rapport and networking. So having to be able to converse and also to write very good English will open many opportunities for you. Okay, the next one is about AI and language tool. Okay, how to use them wisely without losing authenticity. As I mentioned just now, using a ChatGPT. It's a tool for you to use. It is supposed to be a tool for you to enhance your English language. So you need to use it wisely so that you will not use your authenticity, your voice in that particular writing. And also to be able to adapt and adopt the information that you get from the internet. Okay, example given just now, just like ChatGPT, you get the information, you take it, you adapt based on your point of view as well. Then only it will be your work, not the ChatGPT works. Okay, next, how business in English could help you in achieving better leadership and also decision making. Okay, this will help you to express your idea clearly in high stakes discussion, and also you will be able to use a persuasive language to influence, to encourage, as well as to inspire your team. Okay, English language is not just for you to communicate. Sometimes you need to use it to influence other people. And if you are a manager or you are the team leader, you need to encourage your team members to give their best, give some motivation and encouragement. But how do you say it and what do you say it? That is the plus point that you need to have when you can speak in English. And also, by having a good English, it will help you to be able to handle difficult conversation, handle feedbacks and conflict resolution. Sometimes we will get an unexpected feedback. For example, let's say a rejection. We submit a proposal and our proposal got rejected. So you would like to negotiate. You wanted to know why your proposal was rejected, where were the mistakes, and what can you improve? So you would like to know some feedback. So somehow you find it a bit difficult to handle the situation because the feedback might be negative it opens to flaws about yourself. Most of the time, people would like to hear good things. Very little time we want to hear negative things about us, correct? So having a language barrier will be another problem. When people give feedback to us, we don't understand the word that they are saying, the meaning of the word that they are saying. So that's why by mastering English, it will help you to be able to finding the right words and handle difficult conversation, conflicts, and also feedbacks or rejections. Okay, in business world, also, English helps you to engage and maintain professionalism, especially when we are communicating remotely. For example, now, Ezekiel, you are in? Which part of the world are you now?
I'm in Indonesia right now.
Indonesia. Okay. Let's say we have an international conference, an online international conference. Some of our friends were not here, maybe in Brunei or Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, different parts of the world. Okay, so when you can converse in English and you can engage with them professionally and also be able to maintain the conversation with them. It's not just hello, hi, yes, no, thank you, goodbye. Okay, but we also be able to maintain the conversation like, okay, how we're supposed to do that, able to have a better conversation, better discussion and negotiation. Okay, so now, how to boost your confidence in speaking in English? Okay, before that, I would like to know, who here in this session face challenges or issues as a non-English speaker? Can you share with me what are the challenges or issues or difficulties that you face? Okay, you can unmute yourself and share some feedbacks on the difficulties that you face as a student learning English. And when you try to speak in English, what are the difficulties?
Maybe about a vocabulary.
Okay, lack of vocabulary. Okay, good. Yes, okay. Okay, anyone else?
It's gonna be grammar.
Grammar. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, thinking too much about your grammar mistakes. Okay. Okay, students from UCMI?
For me personally, it's actually because it's hard to find someone to practice, especially because I don't have a lot of friends that willing to speak English with me.
Okay, thank you, Randia, for that feedback. Okay, having someone to practice your English, okay? Okay, anyone else? Okay, some feedback that I've received from my students before, just like what you've said just now, the fear of making mistakes. They are so worried about making the wrong pronunciation. They are so worried about using the wrong words, or the most fear is about grammar. Okay, other than that, lack of vocabulary, as you're feeling stuck because you don't know the right words. Like I mentioned just now, you have the word in your head, you know how to describe it, but what is that one word? Somehow, or sometimes when you are doing presentation in front of the class, you already memorize everything. Suddenly, when you are in front, suddenly, boom, everything's gone. Okay? Okay. And then sometimes we are thinking too much before we speak. What are we thinking? We are translating from bahasa to English. When we are thinking too much about translating the sentences in our mind, somehow it makes us feel like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say anything at all. Okay, next, have you ever feel the fear of being judged? When I speak English, sometimes my friends would laugh at me. Or I feel embarrassed when I speak English, they laugh at me. Or maybe feeling you are afraid that your friends might feel annoyed with you. Whether you speak incorrectly or when you are trying to practice your English, but they somehow feel like macam, do you have to speak English now? Like our friends that don't want to speak English with us. Okay? Okay, next is when you start comparing yourself to others. Oh, that person can speak very well, I cannot, so feel demotivated. Remember, when you don't have to compare yourself with others. What you need to compare is yourself with you. You are today and you are last year. Do you have any improvement in speaking English? Okay. Next is sometimes when you do presentation, did you notice some of your friends, they speak very, very, very fast? Why is that? Because they wanted to finish early. They are very nervous. They wanted to finish it all at once so that they will feel relief. So the faster that you speak, the more obvious people will know that you are nervous. And therefore, you will start mumbling words and rushing words until people don't understand what are you pronouncing. Okay? So now let's take a look at how you can boost your confidence in speaking English. Number one, you can practice in real situation. Number two, you can improve your vocabulary and pronunciation. Number three, you need to think in English. Okay. Number four, you can watch, imitate, and review. Number five, you have to set small goals. And lastly, stay positive and keep practicing. Let's dive into these 6 elements on how to boost your confidence in speaking English. The first one is to practice in real situation. So you can have friends or family. Try to explain simple terms to them. If you don't actually have friends to practice, maybe you can try a different method, having a long distance friends who don't live in the same area as you. Having to communicate using chat also helps you to practice your English. Okay, you don't have to start drastically. You start small and you expand gradually. Small step, baby steps. Okay, remember, slow progress is still a progress. You don't have to start big and then you don't know how to grow. If you don't have ideas, how can you practice in real situation? Try to engage in situation where English is the main language. For example, doing presentation, conducting a meeting, having to negotiate. Volunteer yourself in classroom whenever that you can, so that you can actually have to be engaged in the real situation. Don't wait till the situation happens to you. You make it happen. Okay, next, you can find a native speaker or fluent English speaking person to practice with. If this is quite difficult for you to find now, maybe you can find your online friends. Maybe not here in Malaysia or not here in Indonesia. Some of my students, they have many followers or many friends in X or in Instagram. So when they post stories, let's say going on a vacation, they comment on the post of the stories. But the conversation is in English. That is a real situation as well, when you are commenting on a post. So the conversation will be in English, even though there's no speaking involved. But you can practice your writing skills. Okay, next, how can you improve your vocabulary and pronunciation? Other than you need to practice on your own, whether you practice on your own, or you also can listen to English speaking podcasts. I give you an example, the English We Speak podcast, daily English podcast, or listen to Mel Gibson podcast or English podcast. You can find this podcast on YouTube. Okay, just copy the name and paste on YouTube and you find it. Listen to the way they have their conversation. They speak in the pace of not too fast or not too slow until you feel very sleepy. Okay, they speak in a conversation that is easy for you to understand. Okay, some word, if you don't understand, then you need to go extra mile to find the meaning of the word. But listening to podcasts is actually very helpful for you to be able to be familiar with the intonation, be familiar with the pronunciation. Okay, other than that, you can also listen to English songs to be familiar with words, terms. Who you can listen to any of your favorite artists. You want to listen to Taylor Swift, you want to listen to Coldplay, you want to listen to Adele, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, whoever that you want to listen to, yes, you may. But not just enjoying the music, but try to understand the lyrics as well. What are the meaning of the words that they use? Maybe it's not just a word, maybe it's a phrase. It means something. So try to find out through your hobbies. Okay, next is enhance your pronunciation and grammar. For example, using Grammarly or Elsa Speak. Even though using AI, let's say ChatGPT, it is supposed to enhance your grammar. So having to have that in your advantages as a tool, learn something or learn how they construct their sentences. So that when you would have to write your own sentences, you are familiar with the sentence structure. Okay, or you can try by play games. For example, Quizlet. So Quizlet, you can use it to, it is like a flashcard games. So it helps you to improve your vocabulary. Okay, next is you can watch, imitate, and review. Easy, just go and watch movies, series that you like, but change the subtitle to English. So you can hear, you watch, you hear, and also you read the subtitle. So this word is to pronounce like this, with the spelling like this. So you can have, your sensory will be activated, not just hearing. It will be speaking as well, it will be reading as well. Okay, or you can listen to TED Talks or news channels. That one will be more formal. But if you would want to practice good pronunciation, news channel would be one of the best way to learn correct pronunciation. Okay, repeat phrases and try to mimic the tone and pace. Also, you may record yourself in speaking and analyze your pronunciation. Sometimes we don't realize that we pronouncing the word wrong. For example, how do you pronounce the word DETERMINE? Ellen, can you try? DETERMINE. How are you supposed to pronounce it? Okay, the correct pronunciation is determine. It's not determine. It's determine. It's a silent E word. You don't have to pronounce the E at the end. It's determine. It's not determine. Sometimes we don't know that we are pronouncing it wrong. Okay, so that's why you may analyze your pronunciation by looking at your video recording. Okay. I mentioned here to compare with native speaker and work on improvement. It's not that to compare that they are a better speaker than me. No, you compare so that you can improve your speaking skills. What you can compare is your improvement from now to after this, or before and now. So when you can compare yourself, the improvement of yourself, then only you know, okay, I'm getting better at pronunciation and having more vocabulary. When I know more words, I feel more confident. Okay. Next, number 4 is to think in English. So this is what I meant by to train your mind to process thoughts in English instead of translating from your native language. If you translate, then your grammar or your sentence structure will be not in the correct way. So you will have to think in English so that you are familiar with the sentence structure and the grammar in the English words and pronunciation. Okay, start with simple sentences and gradually move to business conversation. Okay, set small goals. Start with short conversation and increase the complexity of your sentence. Set goals to speak only English for a certain period time of the day. You don't have to set today is my English day. From the moment I wake up in the morning until I sleep at night, I have to speak fully English. That could be too much of pressure on yourself. Okay, so try to make it a small goals. Okay, maybe in class today, 2 hours class, I'll try to speak fully English, only in class. So you only have to practice that 2 hours. Make it a habit every time class, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, okay. So gradually you will familiar with that. Maybe you say, oh, 2 hours is too long. Okay lah, lunchtime. During lunchtime, you and your friends eat together, but we speak English only. Broken English, never mind, we practice first. Start small, remember? Start small, and then you grow. Sometimes they make a challenge. Okay, sit. And then you eat together, having lunch. Whoever speak non-English language, they have to pay. Problem, because we have to pay. At the end, no one speak. Also a problem. Okay. The thing here is for you to be able to practice your language. So pick a topic. Pick a topic for you to be able to join the conversation. Like I mentioned, engage in a real life situation. Don't wait to the situation to happen. You make it happen. Okay? Okay, and then stay positive and keep practicing. Don't get easily motivated when someone laugh at you or someone get annoyed with you because you are speaking in English. Okay? Maybe when you are speaking too fast, you need to slow down and breathe. Practice more on your pronunciation so that you have better confidence. Whenever that you feel insecure to speak in English, try to find your support system. Try to find a circle of friends, or surround yourself with positive and encouraging environment. If the people that you have now is usually laugh at you when you speak or pronounce word incorrectly, they are not motivating you to improve, maybe you need to find a different method. How can you actually practice your English, whether in writing or in speaking? Okay? You also need to realize sometimes actually people appreciate your effort in speaking English. There are people who support you for that. That you speak English, that okay, we actually very enlightened, and we are happy that you actually want to practice your English. So they appreciate your effort that you are trying, even though you say, oh, I don't speak perfect grammar, I don't know how to pronounce the word. It's okay. Practice makes perfect. So we appreciate, especially teachers, we appreciate that you are trying, because it is better that you try rather than you don't try at all. The effort is what counts. Okay, and please remember that making mistakes is part of your learning process. When you are a baby, did you automatically know how to run? Oh, you automatically know how to run. You come out and then you run. Okay, so that's why I said baby steps. You start with crawling, and then you start, after crawling, you learn how to stand. You grab on the table and then you pull yourself up, you stand, right? And then slowly you take the first step, still holding to the table or holding someone's hand, and you start making steps. And then when you have a better confidence, you can walk on your own, walk. And then walking gets faster. Brisk walking, fast pace. And then you learn how to run. Same goes to language. You need to practice your language. Start small and grow gradually. Will you make mistakes? Yes. But you learn from the mistakes. Just like the baby just now. When they fall, does it hurt? Yes. But does it stop them from trying? No. We keep practicing. The baby keep practicing, even though running, you fall, you injured your knees, injured your feet, but does it stop you from trying again? No. We would want to do, and we know, oh, if I do this, I will fall, it hurts, so I have to avoid. Same goes to language. Oh, this is wrong pronunciation, learn from this. Try to avoid making the same mistakes. so you will not get embarrassed. Okay, learning is a process. It is okay for you to make mistakes as long as you have the effort to make improvement. Okay, let's play a game. Okay, let's have some vocabulary games. Okay, the thing is, can you guess the word from the picture? So I won't be able to read all the text in the chat. So I need help from the host. Before we start playing the game, can you help me to look at, is there any questions or issues mentioned in the chat box?
No, there's no any of them. Not yet.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, let me read through. I think the monotone. Okay, I just read the message in the chat box, yeah. Chat GPT, okay. Okay, so for okay, for this game, I need you to be able to unmute yourself. So you have to switch on your microphone. Okay, it's easy. I will show you a picture. You would have to tell me what is the word. Let's practice first. Okay? Okay, we practice first. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. We practice first. Okay, it's like this. So this is the first word, second word, and the third word. So what is the word for this one? Again?
Fast.
Fast.
Fast. Fast.
No, it's not fast. Yes, Abid Taufik, it's breakfast.
Oh.
Oh, breakfast.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
break.
see.
It's a word challenge. Breakfast. Okay, the second word. How about the second word?
Backward.
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 Throwback.
Yes, correct.
Throwback.
Throwback.
Throwback. Okay.
Throwback.
Okay. The third one.
You are under arrest.
You are under arrest.
Reason.
Okay. Did you
Arrest.
okay? Did you get the idea how the game is?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's dive into the game. The first word. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Is it sitting on the world? No?
Close.
Sitting on top of the world.
Yes. Sitting
top.
on top of the world.
Of the
Okay. Don't get yourself stuck with only the vocabulary. You need to take a look at the picture as a whole. Okay. The clue is on the look of the picture. Okay. Second one.
My life.
My life? No. I live my life? No. Try again. The clue is numbers in this one. It's okay. You
For my
can.
life.
What is it, Randia? Liana Humaira, yes, once in my life. But there are different answers that I've heard from before. Number one in my life also is acceptable. Eileen, as a host, are you okay there? Okay. Another one.
What you give, you get back.
Forgive and forget.
Correct. Forgive and forget. There's forgive and there's forget. So forgive and forget. It sounds the same. Okay? Okay, next one.
Understood.
Understood.
Close.
Close.
The clue here is the picture below.
Understood.
Misunderstood. The picture here is a lady, right? A woman. Misunderstood. Okay. The next one.
Face to face.
Try again. The clue here is this one.
Vice
The
versa.
symbol. The symbol.
Advice.
Yes. The answer is advice. Okay, correct, Liana Humaira. Advice, Hanani, yes, correct. Okay, next. Okay, I upgrade the challenge,
Timetable.
Timetable, incorrect. Try again. Atira?
Bedtime.
Bedtime, Ira. Okay. No, try again.
Long time no see.
Correct. Long time no see.
There's no C there.
Yeah, there's long time.
A, B, C. No C.
No see. That's why long time no see. Okay? All right. This is easy.
Read between the lines.
Correct. Read between the lines to understand the meaning behind a term. Again? Missing you, yes. Oh, that's all for today. Okay, I hope you learned
We want
something.
more.
I hope you learned something, especially focusing on the topic today, which is mastering business English through real-world application. Sometimes you don't have to be too serious in learning language. You can try to learn language in a form that will be fun for you. Okay, try to take it slow, go light on having to have, wait, let me Stop sharing. Okay. Not to be too aggressive on yourself or to put too much pressure on yourself to learn English. Okay, start small and grow gradually. Making is okay, and learn how to improve and also your skills in using English language, whether in speaking or writing, as well as listening and reading. Okay. Okay, I'll give the floor back to the host.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Unmir. We really appreciate your presentation, and we are able to understand, to get new things, and also to make our English move forward. So right now, I think we're gonna open the section for the questions. If someone got a question, but we will go first for just 3 questions because there's a lot of people. So if we go too much, it's gonna be a lot of questions, but we start first with 3 questions. So the form to the questions, if someone wanna talk, you can unmute and ask the question so everyone will be able to hear the question. So, but if you feel bored to speak, you can just write the question and I will read it to Ms. Unmer. Just 3 questions. Let's go. I'm waiting.
Okay, Miss Ummira, thank you for having us today. I want to ask a question. From your explanation before, you said that we don't have to wait for the situation to come to us. We have to make the situation to speak in English.
Yes.
Is there any like some kind of programs in your campus or even in your faculty that can encourage the student to speak in English so it can boost their proficiency in English?
Okay. Thank you, Rania, for the questions. Practice English in class, for especially the English subject, is very common. The situation given by the student that they have to do some presentations or answering questions or having class activities in class. Answering your questions or having programs, sometimes we invite the public to come for our to join our program. And students will have their posters or exhibitions or inventions. So from that, they are expected to be able to explain that to the visitors, or also to the examiners who will evaluate and give them marks. So that is one of the platforms that they can use to practice their speaking skills and also persuasive interactive skills. Okay, thank you, Rania.
Thank you, Ms. Ummira.
Next question.
Next. So if there is no one, I got some question here in the message box. The question is, how do you make a word sound natural?
Okay, how do you make your word sound natural? Okay, it is something that is unavoidable for a bilingual to be able to pronounce second language without having the dialect or the accent of the native language. It is very common, but that doesn't mean we cannot change it and speak in a different accent. But keep in mind that it is common and we are expected to have that kind of dialect and accent because we are bilingual. We speak English as a second language. So the influence of the first language will be implemented in the second language, which is English. So how do you make your word sounds more natural? There's only one way, which is you need to practice speaking the language more. The more you use the word or the more you use English language, the more you are familiar with the pronunciation. When you are familiar with the pronunciation, therefore, you will have confidence to use it wherever, whether with your friends, with whether in an informal situation or informal situation. If I ask you to read, yes, you can read, but when you are trying, when you read, but you don't practice speaking the language, you will somehow feel like, am I pronouncing this word correctly? So you can read, and also I encourage you to practice speaking or using the word in your daily conversation. Okay. So coming to the last question, Ezekiel.
Still one chance before
Okay.
we close.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Miss. I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
What is a small daily practice we could do that will make my English skill better, especially speaking feel less intimidating? Should we memorize 10 new English words every day or just practice even with broken English? Thank you.
Oh, okay. As I mentioned before, you need to start small and expand gradually. It is okay for you to start with broken English. As I mentioned, don't think too much or don't think, not think. No, don't worry too much about making mistakes in using English language. And don't worry too much that my friend will laugh at me, my friend will hate me, my friend will judge me if I speak in English. Okay, don't worry too much about that. Remember, when you practice, the benefit will comes to you because you get to practice. You get the right pronunciation. So you will be familiar with it. The improvement is for you. So when you practice that, somehow you will be more confident to speak fluently in English. Even though we start with the broken English, when you are familiar with using the word, you will feel confident. So slowly, automatically, naturally, you will learn how to improve using the correct sentence structure. Okay? Learn from your mistakes. It's okay. Mistakes is a learning process.
Okay. Okay, Miss.
Okay, thank you for the question, Abid Taufik.
Well, for this section, already got 3 questions, but if there is someone who want to ask more question, we still open.
Okay. I have one question. I have a close friend to practice my English but she was hesitant for the same reason you mentioned on slide. What advice would you give to her?
She feel reluctant to use the language. Is that the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nggak kedengeran, bro.
Okay. If your friend doesn't have a native speaker or another friend to practice the English language, your friend can actually practice it on her own. Number one, whether be familiar with the audio, be familiar with the spelling of the word. Whether you read or you watch movies or listen to songs, it helps you to train your listening skills and also your reading skills. But to practice in speaking, if you don't have friends to speak live with you, as I mentioned, maybe you can start recording yourself and you analyze your pronunciation on your own. Let's say you're not sure, am I pronouncing this? You look at the video that you record, you're not sure whether what you're saying is pronunciation is correct or not. You can start looking for the correct pronunciation in the internet. Internet say like this, but you pronounce differently, you know that you're pronouncing it wrong. So you need to start improving your pronunciation. But if you have a friend that you can practice your speaking live, even though just a very short period of time in a day, that is good enough. Okay?
Well, we want just another question. It's going to be the last question. It's going to be the last person to ask the question.
Okay.
We still have one more.
Okay, I think I'm gonna take the last question, Miss Ummira. So, I want to ask some advice from you because a lot of my friends that I want to talk in English with, they don't want to engage with the conversation. Even though if I just ask them about mundane things, about just small talks like that, they don't have the willing to engage with the conversation. Did you have any advice to make them want to practice their English, Miss Ummira?
Okay. It happens a lot. One of the things that you can do is to talk about something that they will be interested in. Sometimes when we will try to speak or to have a conversation with our friends, we talk about something that we like. Okay, maybe you can try to encourage them by choosing a topic that they like. For example, talk about their favorite artists or celebrities. But don't jump in with a very complex sentence. Let's say your friends like a celebrities, let's say K-pop idol. There's a new song or a new news about the group of the K-pop idol. Start with that news. That first of all, you need to have the engagement. Get them be interested to get involved in the situation. For example, I just quote, let's say this one K-pop idol. You ask it, have you heard the news that they come out with a new album? Yeah. Okay. Start small and then let them try to have a word or two in their sentences. A word or two is okay. And then start from 1 or 2 words, or 3 to 4. You follow their pace slowly. You don't go fully English until they feel very afraid to talk to you. Okay? Maybe in the beginning of the sentence, and then you speak bahasa. Or and then you change. In the beginning, you speak bahasa. In the middle, suddenly you speak 1 or 2, 3 words in English. And then, okay. So you have to do it like a dance, like a tango. It takes 2 to tango, right? So we need to encourage them to be comfortable to speak in English with us. We don't want our friends to feel afraid or intimidated while speaking to us, because we speak fully English. Because we want to practice, yes, but also we want friends to practice with. So we also need to encourage our friends to be able to practice with us. Okay, don't scare them.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ummira, for the
Alright.
advice.
Okay, thank you, Rania, for the question.
Well, right now we already closed our section for the questions, and we really appreciate your presentation, Ms. Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi. We are grateful. So the first thing that we learned today as a students, we get challenged when we try to learn. That's true. A lot of time we, like we have been judged by our friends or classmates. So that's make us feel uncomfortable to practice our English, to make our path and to achieve our goals. And the second one, if we learn English, it's not just for our study, but also for our daily path. That's really amazing because it will help us to achieve a lot of things in our life, and also we can use it like to make friends in another different place in the world, and also in our study. And the third one is also will help us to get a job in amazing companies and make our business go forward. And I'm going right now to the fourth one, how we use the ChatGPT for our daily life. So when I hear that, when you're talking about that, it's really funny because a lot of students use it. They just copy it and paste in their work. So I think it's not going to be the way that we can learn for us as a students. It's not going to be the way that we will learn English or get something to achieve our goal or to make our future brilliant, something like that. And when we made a mistake, we have to be humble and and get corrected by people more fluent than us. But if we don't need to be corrected, we will still in the same lesson of our English. So I think for us as a students, we have to be humble and get corrected by the people who are more fluent in English than us, and feel more confident to talk again. When we make a mistake, it's not like, oh, I give up, but we have to try and we make it again because we are trying to know something. And also our skills as a students, daily life practice in English will make other people's or our students, our classmates to fight, to make their skill in English also get up a little bit. And about how we can make our skill in English to be brilliant, practice in a real situation, improve vocabulary and pronunciation, think in English, watch, imitate, and review, set small goals, stay positive, and keep practicing. That's really amazing. Like, we have to start with the small goals. I'm going to take this one. We have to start with the small goals because you already explained, but everything that we're going to achieve in our life, we start with the small things. We start improving the small things that tomorrow we can achieve, or we can get the big things in our life. And the last one, we must stay trying to set small goals because it will bring a big goals in our life. So for us as a student, we have to do that in our daily life. I remember when I was studying English, because English is not my like my mother language. I started studying English. I feel that challenge from my friends, from my family around me, everyone around me, because they don't really like me to use it. But I think in English every day. And one of my teachers used to tell me this one. For us as students, we're trying to learn English. We got some power in our life that we don't know. But when we try, when we start making, work on our power, we will notice that we have a big power that we really don't know where it comes from or how we can use it. But when we try, so we will know how to use our power. So that's a message. I think this really amazing and brilliant that you bring for us today, and we appreciate it, and we will keep fighting as students to make our English go forward, and also we can get like an amazing job, not like amazing job, we can also help the community, because today in the world, a lot of singers or actors, they use English, but we really don't know what they are saying. We just use the music to post our photos, but we don't know the meaning of the music. So I think if we keep fighting with this amazing message that you bring us today, we will achieve a lot of goals in our life. So we are really thankful, and I'm going back to the host. Time is yours.
Okay, well, thank you to our moderator who has brought the session very well. Also, Miss Khadijah Ummira binti Muhammad Helmi provided very important insight and useful knowledge for today's sharing session for generation, especially for business students. We also want to thank you, our lecturer from Faculty of Social and Political Science, Mr. Ginanjar, Mr. Almer, Mr. Rizky, and Mr. Nova, who followed the session till the end. Next, we would like to invite our Secretary of Department, Mr. Ginanjar Indra Kusuma, to give closing remarks for today's session. For Mr. Ginanjar, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, are you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing.
Okay, baik. Before we conclude today's session, I would like to take a moment to thank each other and every one of you for your participation and engagement, especially to Miss Khadijah Ummira, binti Muhammad Helmi as speaker. Thank you a lot. Today's discussion has shown us how essential mastering business English is, not only as a tool for communication, but also as a key to navigating the professional world with confidence. Transitioning from the classroom to the boardroom is no small feat, but with the right language skill and deep understanding of real world business, we can open doors to countless opportunities. I hope the insight shared today inspire you to continue improving your language skill and applying them in your professional journey. Once again, thank you and wishing you all the best in your continued learning and future professional career. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ginanjar. Okay, next we move into the photo session and would like to ask all the participants to put the cameras on. Okay, I will count to 3 and everybody give the best smile and pose. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, next slide.
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, we would like to remind the participants to fill in the attendance through the barcode display.
We share the barcode for attendance. Please fill up to get the certificate. At the end of the form, we expect you to upload the attendance proof. Before we sign out, we would like to say thank you and see you at another session. Me, Elina Dwi Anjani, and my friend
Muhammad Novian Fajar Kusuma
close the session with a signature pantun. Ubur-ubur ikan lele.
Bye-bye, Le.
Assalamualaikum
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Miss.
Practice, okay?
Thank you, Miss.
Tip.
Oh, Miss. Duh, langsung keluar. Enggak ya? Oh, enggak ya, belum. Belum. Masih.
Thanks a
Miss
lot, Mr. Rizky.
Oh, ya gimana Pak Din?
Barcode-nya kok nggak bisa?
Barcode-nya nggak bisa.